Welcome to Brief Tales. Viewer discretion is advised as there will be some spoilers. This recap is based on a 2018 movie entitled Sleeping Dogs Lie. There's an accountant, Armando, that manages accounts of mob bosses. One of his clients, a Japanese man known as Nakamura, finds out about his depleting account and tells Armando to fix it or else he will be killed. Soon after cutting the call, Armando, who doesn't seem so concerned about his recent phone conversation with Nakamura, starts making out with his secretary, Luna, when his wife Eleni walks in and catches them. Armando tries to apologize, and thinking it might cheer her up, he offers to take her to any place of her choice. But Luna, still displeased, has some other plans. She kidnaps the both of them and takes them to an isolated area with no sign of human life except the three of them. Luna does this with the hopes of getting the password for a secret account Armando set up under Luna's name, holding a lot of money stolen from his clients. Luna ties Armando to a chair while leaving Elena to run errands for her. When she expresses her disappointment to Armando, who takes full responsibility and tells her that she can take a divorce if she wants to, including half of their assets, she refuses. Armando tries so hard to apologize to Elena, but she still does not cave. Luna is scared, not knowing what Elena will do to her, so she tries to free Armando as soon as Elena leaves the room. But Elena sees her and pushes her to the ground and threatens to kill her. She then asks Armando for the password, but Armando isn't cooperative and refuses to tell her. Luna, on the other hand, is surprised to hear that Armando has a secret account in her name. Although Armando denies it, Luna convinces her that the account exists and saw Luna as the best shot to put it in. When Elena sends Luna to get a rope in the next room, Luna sees an opportunity to escape, but for some reason, she doesn't. The next morning, Elena finds a box of tools where she sees a nail and a hammer and threatens to break Armando if he does not disclose the password. He still doesn't, despite screaming in pain. This makes Luna very furious and she storms off to the kitchen. Elena follows her and surprisingly, the two have just been pretending and are actually working together. Luna is just unhappy with how far Elena is taking things, but Elena assures her that that's the only way they'll get what they want. Armando, who is struggling to free himself, observes through a reflection coming from a silver kitchen appliance that the two ladies are working together. When they go back to him to pretend, he tells them that he already knows they can stop pretending. The next morning, they bury his body in the desert sand, leaving only his head and leave him there. Luna feels guilty and tells Elena that she does not want to go ahead with the plan anymore, but Elena is not willing to back down. She reminds her of the great reward that lies ahead and then leaves off to bath. Luna goes to the kitchen to have some water, but then hears some sounds outside and goes out to check. But since she had started having doubt, Elena has been watching her, so she follows her. They find that Armando has escaped from the hole. Scared for their lives, they run back to the house. Armando, on the other hand, finds himself in a garage where he treats his wound with some alcohol he finds on a table and gets a weapon that he also finds on the table. He then starts going back to the ladies to catch them. Before he reaches the house, he finds a car parked outside and notices Luna's name on the receipt. Turns out, Elena had known about the account all along and has been using Luna's name for all transactions. When Armando finds the two ladies, Luna manages to escape despite her leg getting caught by a mousetrap, but Elena is not so lucky. Armando captures her and ties her to the chair she had used on him. He demands her to tell him who else knows about the account, to which Eleni replies it's only three. Armando is scared that if the news had reached his mob bosses, he would be killed. So he tries to get the answers that he needs, but to no avail. Elena only tells him that the whole plan was Luna's, after Armando threatens to torture her very badly. Amidst the conversation, Luna calls Elena's phone and Armando picks. She tells him to let them go, but he hangs up and goes to nail Elena's hand just like she had done to him. Luna then barges in with a gun in her hands, which she had stolen from Elena earlier, and hid outside. Armando then shows Luna the receipt that he had found in the car, but Luna denies knowing of the receipt and tells him that she does not know what's going on because all this was Elena's idea. During the interrogation, he sees some bullets on the table together with some pepper spray. He jumps to get it, but Luna beats him to it and sprays it in his eyes. As he screams for pain, Luna then unties Alina, who then picks up the gun that fell to the ground and loads it with some bullets she stored in her pockets. She then asks Luna to tie him up, but Armando gets up and attacks Alina when accidentally the shot is fired and Armando is hit in the stomach. Wounded and noticing he's about to die, he writes the password to the account and tears it into two, then gives the two ladies a piece each and tells them each piece contains half of the password so they can fight over it. Alina, who is ready to do anything for this money, quickly demands the paper from Luna. But Luna is not willing, so she runs. After they fight for a while, Luna kills Alina with a knife and then opens the account with the complete password. She then makes a phone call to Mr. Nakamura telling him about the successful project. Luna apparently was sent by the Japanese mob boss and had been playing both Armando and Alina. Before she's done with the conversation, Armando shoots her in the head and gets the phone to speak with Mr. Nakamura, who's not so pleased to hear his voice. He then tells him that he will still kill him, but the movie ends with Armando's feet getting caught by mousetraps and his body being devoured by coyotes. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to be notified when a new video is out.